Hey guys, welcome back. Wait, can you say welcome? He would say hi, but he's still not speaking yet. Let's get into the frame here. So, we are finally back. I am so happy to be back. I missed you guys. I know I took a pretty long break, and I want to thank all of you guys for sticking around and just supporting me in taking a little break. I'm so glad I did because the holidays were insane for us. I'm sure that they were for you guys as well. But he was just battling with a lot of reflux. We were just going through a lot of stuff. And now he is in his own room. As you can see, this is his nursery, which was my office. We just moved my office into our bedroom, and now he has his own room, which is great. Since the older boys are older and they have a lot of small things, it's nice that he can kind of be in here and play with some of his toys. So he just woke up from a little nap, and now he had a little milk, and now we're playing. So I'm gonna just give you guys kind of like an update on what's been going on, what we've been doing, how's he doing. He is going to be 6 months by the end of this week, and I can't believe it. Like, he's 6 months, you guys. I feel like I just had him. I feel like so much time like has passed and hasn't passed. It's insane. He is pretty much sitting up on his own. As you can see, like, I wouldn't say, like, he is, I guess I would say he is a supported sitter. He's like pretty much almost sitting up on his own, which is great. He is nursing exclusively still, and then does take a bottle. He do take a baba at daycare. He goes to daycare twice a week, and he really likes it because he's cute and sweet. He's teething pretty bad, as you can see with his chowing down. He is otherwise like our happy dude, and we love him to death. He's obsessed with his brothers. He definitely likes to like squeak and chat with us, and he'll go in his jumper and jump around. We haven't started solids yet, and that's mainly because of the reflux. I've just honestly been a little bit hesitant. His reflux has actually gotten better, but over my break, it was substantially worse. So it was kind of odd and like ironic that I took this break mainly for the holidays, but like his reflux like ended up getting worse. So it was kind of nice that I took the break. I'll kind of explain a little bit about what's been going on with that. So I can't remember what I updated you guys on last time for it, but he essentially was throwing up at least once after every feeding. And it got to the point where he was throwing up 3 times after each feeding. So it was like more than spit up. It was like projectile. I mean, it would just like drip out of his mouth, and it kind of got to the point where we were like, instead of using this as a birth cloth, which is like tiny, we were using like huge receiving blankets and almost like towels because it was so bad. He was gaining weight, but he was still dropping in percentiles. So his BMI was almost in the 3 percentile on the WHO growth chart. So he was like borderline essentially, and I just was so worried about that because I don't, I want them to be healthy. And he was a happy guy. Like, he wasn't in a lot of pain, or so we thought, but like we were just worried that this amount of vomiting could really hurt his esophagus, and it just didn't make sense. Like, why is he throwing up this much? We spoke to our pediatrician multiple times, and finally she was like, okay, like, let's get an x-ray and see what's going on. Let's get a swallow study. I reached out to our local like developmental services. They, like told us to also do the swallow study, and then our pediatrician also suggested to look at a GI specialist. All the while we're just essentially trying to deal with this, and in the month of December I had 49 loads of laundry that I did, and more than half of those were because he had just thrown up on so much stuff. And I think that alone just says, I mean, obviously I have 3 kids, so I do a lot of laundry, but that just speaks volumes on how much of a reflux issue we were dealing with. The pediatrician really said that it is something that they can grow out of, that around 4 months things like should get worse and then they kind of should get better. And so his were just like getting substantially worse and then sort of plateauing and still not really getting better. My education as a lactation consultant, I knew to also look into chiropractor care. So going to see a chiropractor. And if you don't know, like chiropractors for babies, they don't actually crack them. They literally just like touch them in areas that they need adjustments, and their bodies are so flexible and soft still that it's really, really easy to just give them adjustments. So there's no cracking involved. It's just light pressure. He also diagnosed him with a bubble palate, which I knew that he had, but like didn't know if there was really anything he could do about that. But he did do a lot of cranial adjustments on him. We actually saw him twice a week for about 3 to 4 weeks, I want to say, and he did a lot of cranial studies on him, or adjustments. Did some like oral kind of adjustments in there. I don't want to say like it was cracking, it was literally just putting pressure on certain points of his mouth. And then he was also adjusting his back and his bum. Because we were also dealing with constipation issues. He wasn't pooping for like days, and then he was grunting and trying really, really hard to go, and it just like wasn't fun. He was throwing up so much. He wasn't pooping. Like the ends were like essentially opposite, which was horrible. So the chiropractor definitely helped with the pooping. I also started a probiotic, which helped immensely. So now he has a probiotic once a day, which helps his poops, and he's going at least once, twice, sometimes 3 times a day. It's great. He's much more happier. We're all happier that he's going. And the chiropractor is also working on his palate. Because of the bubble palate, I still do have some pain and discomfort while nursing. It's nothing like cracked nipples or anything, but my nipples are slightly starting to be calloused on the top because he's not bringing my nipple all the way back into his soft palate. He has a very shallow latch, and a lot of that is because of his bubble palate. Huh, little stinker. Then kind of in combination, we were also doing the developmental services, and they were just essentially like verbally giving us support on what we could do for him until he kind of comes more of age, and we just get more information from the GI. So you're probably wondering, like, what did the x-rays say? So the x-rays, they literally just had like a kind of a chest x-ray on him, and that was all normal except for the fact that he was loaded with poop, which was why, you know, we sort of knew that because he wasn't going. Then we did the swallow study, which checks for the peristalsis of the stomach. So it sees if there's anything like a blockage or like a thickening of the stomach, and sees how the valve kind of works. That was normal. So, you know, those were pretty much good things. Slightly annoying because it really didn't give us any information. So then we went to go see our GI specialist. I wasn't honestly like too impressed with. Number one, she didn't have any of his information because for some reason our pediatrician's office like forgot to send it over. I don't know, there was like some sort of miscommunication. So we essentially made this long trip. It was like an hour away. Made this long trip, and she couldn't really help us because she didn't have his growth chart, any of his information, just had what I said. So that didn't help, and she was a little bit standoffish, I want to say, for like, I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with her, but she and I didn't quite vibe. But she also ordered a stool sample to see if there was any blood in his stool, and really didn't think that it had anything to do with a dairy intolerance. Our pediatrician had suggested that, so I did cut out major forms of dairy. And in my research and in my lactation kind of my lactation hat, I guess I'll say. I knew that like dairy, milk, eggs, soy, like those are all allergens. So I was trying to eliminate dairy and eggs because those are like two big things that I eat a lot. So I had seen some improvement, but I really hadn't seen any improvement from eliminating those. So I was essentially kind of just suffering in that sense on my own. So the GI was kind of like reintroduce dairy and see what the test says when it comes back. Long story short, we sent the test in, they lost our results, we had to do it twice, but they ended up getting the results and they were normal. So that was kind of another like, okay, fine, we'll just check those off. We have another GI appointment with her at the end of this month, and I did actually have my pediatrician reach out to their department because I wasn't really too impressed with my meeting with her. We're supposed to see them again at the end of the month. So I am looking forward to that. Another thing that we did start was an antacid at night. This was from the pediatrician and our developmental services people suggested this because he was having like so much trouble sleeping. He was just waking up screaming, never woke up happy, never woke up rested. He just was really uncomfortable when he was sleeping, and a lot of that I feel was because he was still like refluxing, and they call it silent reflux, so nothing actually comes up, but he still has the acid that's coming up causing pain. Trying that antacid for about 5 days now. I haven't really noticed too much of a difference, but we've also introduced like his new room. So he's only been in here for about like 3 days now, or 3 nights. Last night was actually the first night that I felt like he slept better. He slept for a good like 4, almost 5 hour stretch. And when he woke up, he wasn't screaming. Kind of in the middle of all this, hopefully this isn't too confusing, but kind of in the middle of all the reflux, the pediatrician had prescribed Pepcid, which is a subscription antacid that babies can take. Our insurance, luckily, wouldn't approve that script. So we've actually still been waiting for that script. Oddly enough, Christmas week, we all were sick, which was stinky. Like, it was all kind of like a chest cold, but it wasn't COVID, including the baby. And like his reflux symptoms like just essentially went away overnight. It was, and that is like true to this day, that he has not been having severe reflux symptoms. Oh, did you throw up? as I speak. His reflux has been so much better. He does still throw up occasionally like after feeds, but it's more of like, oh, he throws up 4 times a day than after every feeding, than like 3 times after every feeding. I am so happy about that because it also shows me that he's like retaining his food. He can gain a little weight. He did lose another pound because he was sick, so that really stinks, but I'm hoping that he gains it back by his 6-month appointment. His sleep wasn't getting better, and so that was kind of why we were still wanting to try the prescription antacid, but we can't get it from the insurance. So then I asked the pediatrician if there was something over the counter that they could take, and there was. So that's the we've been trying Mylanta for about 5 days now. I don't feel like it's been working, but I also don't think that we're taking it enough during the day for it to be helping with the nighttime silent reflux. So I don't know, but I kind of just don't really want to be introducing too many new things into his system. I do want to start introducing solids, but in my research on reflux, I have been seeing some parents say that introducing solids made it much better, introducing solids made it much worse. So I'm really hoping that we're on the better side. Our chiropractor also said that his reflux could get better and then could come back because his nervous system kind of gets out of whack again. So we have paused our sessions with the chiropractor, kind of see how he does. So he does want to see us in 3 weeks if things start acting up again, or if we feel that he does just need another adjustment. Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot going on. And even just having 3 kids, you guys, like, it's insane. Like today, I sent one kid to school with pajamas because I thought it was his school day to have pajama day, but it was really the other kid's school day. I'm insane. He's been much, much better since Christmas. He's like now sitting up and, you know, playing more, which is great. I did also want to update you guys on what I'm doing pumping and my IBCLC stuff. So I am... What are you doing? You okay? I am still pumping for the milk bank. I only pump about twice a day for them. And I also, like, I do have to pump when he's not with me at daycare. And I plan to keep pumping as he self-weans, but definitely not like what I was doing when I was exclusively pumping. But right now he's still nursing like a good 6-7 times a day. My IBCLC stuff, I have officially applied for the exam. I do want to thank all of you guys who donated to my GoFundMe account. That is still active if you guys want to donate, because I did still use some of the other donations. I'm using it to open my private practice, which I am opening soon. I can open a private practice as a certified breastfeeding specialist, so I'm planning to do that soon and, you know, just start kind of getting my name out there. And I am going to be offering virtual visits, so if you guys are interested in getting lactation care, definitely reach out to me. I guess I will put some information in the description box for that, but I applied and I will be sitting for the IBCLC exam in March, April. I'm not sure which month yet. They haven't scheduled it yet, but I'm excited. I have joined a couple study groups. You're so cute. Do you want some milk? So, what you doing? Yeah. Your milkies. I am nervous about this exam because I just get so nervous with tests, and then I second guess myself, and this is like the multiple choice test, and there's like a way to take those tests if you know what I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm talking about. Do my best, but hopefully I pass, and hopefully I can, you know, keep up with the studying. But it definitely is hard to study with 3 kids, but I know once I'm done, I am going to love it because I really want to open my own private practice. I can't wait to help other people breastfeed. Hi. Can you eat? Mama's hair. Can you eat? Can you eat? Can you eat? Can you... Should we show them your cuteness face? Because you're so cute. Well, I thought you didn't want the boobs. That's why I took them away. Let's go show them. Oh, and our battery is about to die. Here, look, 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 look. Look at the baby. Oh, there we are. There's Waylan. Say hi, Waylan. So cute. We have a little bump on our eyebrow because our brothers are rough with us and we got bumpted. But we're pretty cute. Say bye-bye. Because we gotta go because our battery's about to die. Well, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little update. I am so excited to be back on YouTube. And woo! If you guys have other videos that you want to see, just let me know. Comment them down below. And we will see you guys in our next video. Say bye, Waylan. Bye.